friends. I'm Mariah. I'm your host for Stash Challenge 2025. We just finished up May. It is now June, and I hope all is well. I hope that if you're a gardener, that your garden is doing well. And if you're not a gardener, I hope you enjoy more gardening content. There was a little bit in this video. There's probably going to be more because I am a gardener. And I'm very excited about that as well. So, yeah, look forward to more green stuff. But I wanted to ask, how's it going with your stash? I also posted a little bit in the video of what mine looks like, which doesn't look a lot different to me. I have been using a lot of stash, but there's still a lot more to go through. So my hope is by the end of the year, maybe I'll do another shot like that and that'll look a lot better, but we shall see what happens. Sock Madness is now officially over. That challenged competition, that madness is done. One of our own, Andrea in our Discord server, she is the winner in our eyes, because she's the one in our Discord server who made it the longest. She made it pretty far. It was really impressive. The end of that challenge, it just takes those people a couple of days to finish a pair of socks, and it's impressive. So that's over. So officially, we don't have any make-alongs going on. And as I mentioned in the last video, there seems to be a lot of make-alongs, and I didn't feel, I guess, inspired to come up with any more make-alongs. I did want to mention Julie Ann M. Knits, and I'll link her Instagram below so you can check it out. She is hosting a summer tea make-along that's going on right now. It ends June 25th, so there's still time to be a part of that if you are looking for that sort of activity to inspire you. So as far as the sock madness, I showed in the video that I did finish my day and night socks. This was round one. Round one? Yes, because I finished these. No, I did the qualifier. This is round one, which I did not finish round one, but I wanted to finish these socks, so they're just a lot of fun. And so now that Sock Madness is over, the patterns are available on Ravelry for you to purchase if you saw any that interested you. I do highly recommend this sock. It looks a lot more challenging than it really is. It's mosaic knitting with cables, so it's nice as far as a color work looking sock that's not stranded color work, so it doesn't make the fabric real tight since it's mosaic. And it has a real simple cable that just gives it a little something. Again, I highly recommend if you are wanting to try a little bit more of a challenging sock pattern, but you don't want it to be impossible. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was fun, easy to sort of not really memorize. I still needed the chart the whole time, but to understand and kind of know where you are and easy to follow along. So I'm excited about that. I actually haven't even gotten to wear these yet because I wanted to make sure they were ready for me to show you. So since we don't have any official make-alongs going on, and there are just lots of options for doing a make-along to go find. So, and I thought I've been thinking a lot about our stash challenge and ways that we can, or I can help motivate people, myself included, to use more stash. And make-alongs are a great way to do that. But I was thinking of just an overall challenge. So I had an idea for a challenge, and I want to see what y'all think. We're going to give this a try and see if it's fun. I'm calling this the Pattern Stash Challenge. So we're sticking with that theme of our stash, but in this case, we're adding in the stash of patterns that we have. And luckily, this stash probably doesn't take up as much room as our yarn does. Although I do have quite a few magazines. I have slowly gone through my books, but I still have the ones that I want to keep, but it's still a lot. So I have a lot of patterns in those two forms. But I know that we all have a lot of patterns in our Ravelry, in our queue that we want to make, and we just haven't gotten around to doing that. So my challenge to you, if you're participating in the stash challenge, my challenge to you is to pick a pattern that you already own. So this can't be in your favorites in Ravelry. It's a pattern you've already purchased. It is in your library. Or it is in a book, in a magazine, or maybe even some just random pieces of paper you printed out a while ago and shoved in a notebook. Pick one of those patterns, and you can give yourself whatever stipulation you want. Your oldest pattern that you have favorited or purchased, one of your oldest books, or close your eyes and grab a magazine and you have to find one in there. Whatever you want to do, that's fine. But it has to be a pattern that's already in your stash. And I want you to go stash diving for that pattern. So that is my challenge to you. Now, I think I've already picked a pattern. I have always wanted to make one of Amy Sure makes one of their patterns. They look like a really great designer. They are very into creating garments that are size inclusive. So a lot of attention to those details that I really want to try. And so even though this pattern it is new, it just came out, but I purchased it immediately. I'd kind of been following along as she was, advertising for this pattern coming out. So I was ready to purchase it right away. So I may have cheated a little bit there, but that's a recent purchase for me. But I really want to make it. It's her weekend cami. So it also aligns with kind of this summer tees and tanks sort of vibe going on right now. It uses a fingering weight yarn. I have plenty of that. Just hoping I have enough because I do a lot of the buy one skein because I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So I have a lot of those. So there may be a little bit of some artistic liberties taken as far as I know the tank has an I-cord edge. So do I do a contrast color for that? Do I stripe it because I may not have enough of one? Do I marl it? Marling would be hard because that's 2 strands together. I don't know. I haven't decided. So we'll see. We'll play around with that. But that is going to be my challenge to myself, is to go stash diving for that pattern. So that's my challenge to you. If you have any patterns that you'd like to share below that you already have, you've been wanting to make, and you're going to go stash diving for, I'd love to know. And we're definitely going to be chatting about this in the Discord channel of what patterns that we want to make. So there's that. Other things that I've been working on, I did finish my crochet blanket. It's big, so I won't hold it up all the way, but you saw it in the video. I'm very excited about this blanket. This blanket is really why I wanted to learn to crochet. I don't know, something about the granny clusters and the idea of a scrappy blanket made me think I really need to learn to crochet so I can get through all of my scraps. I have a northeasterly blanket that I've been working on for years, and that's a whip that I knew I would be working on for years because it's knitting and it's kind of slow. and I don't always think to work on it, but this one just flew. So this is the Happy Scrappy Granny Stripes blanket. The pattern is linked below, and I'm just using DK weight yarn scraps that I have, and I got through so much of that. So I was very pleased with that. And that's going to be going to my cousin who just had a baby. And I'm very excited to give that to them. And in the video, you also saw I did put this baby in the washer, and washed it. So I recently had a conversation with a student that they're making a baby blanket for someone. And this was in the class I was teaching regarding blocking. And I told them you need to put that in the washer. So my advice to people who are making items to give, you need to be honest with how they're going to be taking care of that item. And especially if it's a baby item, they're going to need to throw it in the washer. So you should throw it in the washer first, because you don't want them to do it first. You don't want the person that you gave a handmade item to, you don't want them to be the one to put it in the washer and it turns out that was a mistake. You need to make the mistake first, is my advice. So I took my own advice and it worked out great, and everything looks beautiful. I think in the video you can still see my little bit of end sticking out. I've already snipped all of those, so it is ready to go. And so since I needed a crochet project to work on, you saw in the video, I am working on my my lamb from this new book that I got. And I'm very excited about this. It's Tilly. That's right. Tilly the lamb. She's very cute. So we actually went to a book fair in Gaithersburg, Maryland, the Gaithersburg Book Fair, and found a lovely crochet booth. All of her little crochet animals were there, and I was excited to support a localish artist, writer, crocheter, and get started on that. She has the book that I wanted that she didn't have any at the fair at the time. It has mythological creatures, and my child is way into Greek mythology, so they were very excited. But I bought this one, and I want to make a few, see what I think, and then maybe we'll purchase the other one at some other point. And you saw how far I was. I haven't gotten much farther. I have a cute little head. I actually have, because they weren't much to show, but I have cute little feet. And then my first time doing the popcorn stitch. Yeah, this is the popcorn one. Yeah. So, that's making it take longer. But we're almost there. So I'm having fun with that. It's really tight, and it's a DK weight yarn. This is actually I said it's a one-of-a-kind yarn from Sunset Fiber Co. So you can't get this yarn. But I'm really excited with how it's working up. But what you can get, which I did purchase as my second yarn purchase, it's not here yet, I will be sure to show you, is yarn from Sunset Fiber Co. They're doing a children's book club. This month is Chica Chica Boom Boom, which is a book we read a lot. And it's a self-striping yarn, and I just loved, I don't know, the colors looked a lot of fun. So I did purchase that, so I'm very excited for that sock yarn to come in soon. All right, what else do we have going on? I guess we have a stash challenge, right? So we have some numbers to talk about there. So congratulations to everybody who made it on the stash challenge top 10 for grams and yards. So right here we have our top 10 for the number of grams used up for the month of May. Our total grams came to 121,489. That's about 268 pounds of yarn that was used up in the month of June. And then here are our yards. There we have, in total, for the whole group, not just our top 10, we have 252,139 yards, or 143 miles. So we're getting up there. I did notice our grams are still going down, but our yards went up a little bit. So someone had mentioned, and I think this is telling me that that's probably right, there's a lot more fingering weight yarn being used right now. So good on yardage, not great on grammage. So there we have that. So congratulations again to everybody. And if you're interested in joining the Stash Challenge, you can private message me your email address and I can share that link with you. I know we're almost halfway through the year, but you can still join in. The best way to, I think, to get in touch with me is through the Discord. So I have a link to my Discord channel and you can private message me there and I can get the link for, I can put you on our Stash spreadsheet. And finally, I wasn't sure about this last bit. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. But I did a thing. First I played around with, I made stickers. I got excited and I made stickers. So first I just used the Stash Challenge logo to make some stickers. And these are just big, glossy, just fun stickers that I made. And I am going to be putting them up on my website. I will put a link down for that. I would love to just send them to people. And if you run into me, I will give you one of these. And I'll tell you where you can find me in person if you live in the area. But then I decided that if people wanted to purchase stickers, I don't know, you want a little bit more than just one big circle. And I've been having a lot of fun with, oh, I forgot to put up, here's our infograph. So I've been having a lot of fun with all of the information in the infograph, especially the animals that we are knitting up our amount of grams to weigh the same as some of these animals. So because of that, I got inspired and I made us a sticker sheet. So this is going up on the website as well. It's got the animals for January, February, March, and April. The May tiger is not on there because I just made these. We've also got some mustaches if you would like to put a mustache on really anything. And our grams and yards, our heavy weightlifters and our long distance runners on there as well. So I'll put a link to the website with those on there. So if you're interested in purchasing them, you can, just for fun. But I have quite a few of these. If you find me out in public, I'll try to make sure I always have these on me if you would like one. Events that are coming up. Well, first of all, I don't think I've mentioned, I teach at Purls of Wisdom. That's the yarn store in Phoenixville. So you can always find me there. I'm teaching on Sundays. You can occasionally find me there randomly working during the week. I will be there this coming Friday. I will be at Worldwide Knit in Public Day is this Saturday, June 14th. We're going to be at the Phoenixville Farmers Market. It's under the Gay Street Bridge. We won't be hard to find because we will be the people knitting. So I'll have some stickers there if you want one. And other events that are coming up, I am actually going to be at Flock I will be working at the booth for Thread and Meeple, so you can find me there. And I will be, so Flock is in August, and that is in Seattle. I'll put a link to that event. And then in September, I will be teaching for Knitters Day Out. This is out towards Harrisburg in Pennsylvania. It is a 2-day event, Friday and Saturday, where they have lots of classes that you can take, and they do have a vendor hall. So I'll be there teaching Friday and Saturday, so you can find me. And I'll put, again, links to those events down below. And that's all I've got. So let's see what we can get used up through the month of June. I know the weather's going to get hot, but it's always a good time to knit or crochet or spin, whatever makes you happy. And I'll see you next month.